Today we're going to look at integrals. And this is mathematics N4. So I chose this question because it has all the types of standard integral that you need to know in order for you to be able to integrate or simplify integrals. So first of all, you may know that integral is the inverse of a derivative. So our first question says integrate sec squared to 7x. So if you check on your standard integral, so I have here the standard integral or the formula sheet. So all the standard integrals are labeled here, and I say sine x is equals to minus cos x is equals to sine x, and then tan x is equals to ln sec x, and then sec x is equals to ln into sec x plus uh, tan x plus c. So these are your standard integrals, and then on the other side you have again these are your standard integrals. So the most important thing that you have to know is that all these numbers, so all these derivative numbers, so if you are integrating, that means you change from derivative to y. So if they are given, say they derive sec x squared is the integral of sec x squared is equals to tan x. Then the integral of a sec x tan x is equals to sec x. Then the integral of cosec x multiplied by tan x is equals to cosec x. So these are your standard integral again. But if you can see, this is your standard derivative. Then if you derive it from y to dy over dx is this number. But if you integrate, integration is the inverse. That means as the inverse of a derivative. That means you have a derivative number, then you have to change that derivative into y. So then if you check our question here, they said sec x squared 7 x. Then if you want to integrate this number, if we did integrate this number, the integral of a sec x is equals to tan 7x over 7. Now, so we know that if we derive tan, if we derive tan x tan 7x, then our derivative, or our derivative in this case, we're going to have 7 sec squared x or 7x now. So this is your derivative if we derive a tan x tan 7x into this one is a dy over a dx. Now, so then if you integrate, that means you do the reverse of this. And then where you multiplied in a derivative, in integration you divide with that number. So if you can check, if we derive a tan, we multiplied it by 7, but if we reverse this, we're going to divide by 7. So where you multiplied in a derivative, in integral you divide. So where you subtract in a derivative, in integral we add. So we're just doing the inverse of the derivative. So then the next question, the next number said derive. This one is 3. We remove the standard, the constant number, then we remain with x to the power minus 3 dx. So if we integrate this number, so we change 3 is our standard number, it must be before our standard in the integral sign. Then if we remove this fraction, we're going to have x to the power minus 3. So then to integrate this number, we're going to say we're going to multiply the plus into the integral of x to the power 3 is going to be x to the power minus 3 plus 1. Then we divide it by minus 3 plus 1. So from there, then we simplify. So if we simplify it from here, then we're going to have a 3 multiplied by, okay, then there's going to be 3x to the power minus 2 over minus 2. Then we simplify from here, then it's going to be minus 3 over 2. Then we write this into a positive exponent. Is going to be x to the power 2. So that means the integral of 3 to the power 3 over 3 over x to the power 3, the integral is negative 3 over 2x squared. Okay, so then the following number, they say the integrate minus positive 3 cosec cot. So if you integrate cosec cot, you can check into your standard integral. You don't have the cosec x cot x. So therefore we're going to take from this derivative. This one is cosec but is negative this side. So that means the integral of cosec x cot is equals to a negative. We multiply by this negative. If we remove this negative, then we're going to have negative this side. So that means it's going to be negative cosec x. So therefore the integral of a 3 cosec x multiplied by cot is going to be minus 3 cosec. Yes, cosec x. So therefore this is your the integral of this number. So if you have a standard if we integrate a constant number is going to be multiplied by 3. So in this case we have negative 3 and integrate dx. If we have dx, or if we integrate 1, the integral of 1 is equals to x. So therefore it's going to be minus 3 multiplied by x. Therefore is minus 3x. The integral of a negative 3 is a negative 3x. So don't forget to put that and plus c to show that this is an integral. We showed with the plus c, which is a plus a constant. Okay, so then the next number is a negative 3 to the power minus 3x. So in this case, if we derive, integrate negative 3 to the power negative 3x. So the integral of this number is going to be minus 3 to the power minus 3x divided by negative 3, which is this negative, then ln then multiply by this negative, which is going to be ln negative 3. So this is how we derive, we integrate this number. So if we derive this number, this is the derivative of the standard derivative of this number is a to the power k x. If we integrate, if we derive a to the power k, a is a constant number, and then k again is a constant number. So therefore we're going to have a to the power kx multiplied by a k ln a. So this is the derivative of a to the power k minus x, but we said if we integrate, we do the inverse of a derivative. So therefore, where we multiplied, we divide in integration. So in integration, if we integrate a to the power kx, is going to be a to the power k x all over there. This is the multiplication side, but if we integrate, we divide by, we substitute the multiplication with division. So it's k ln a. So therefore in this is in this form. So negative 3 to the power negative 3x, this and then if we derive this negative 3 to the power negative 3x is equals to negative 3 to the power negative 3x divided by negative 3, which is this negative 3 ln negative 3, which is this negative 3. Then we're going to add a plus c to show that this is an integral. So then the last number is 3 to the power is minus 3 times e to the power negative 3x. So if we integrate this number, the integral of this number is going to, okay, we have negative 3 e to the power negative 3x. So then therefore if we have e here, then we don't integrate this with this standard integral. So if we integrate, this number is going to be minus 3e to the power minus 3e divided by negative 3, then which is this negative 3. So therefore this negative will cancel this negative, then our integral is going to be e to the power negative 3x. So this is the integral of e. But if we derive this number, the derivative of negative 3 e to the power negative 3x is going to be negative 3 multiplied by with this negative, which is negative 3 into negative 3 to the power minus negative 3. So because we are integration, we are doing the inverse of a derivative, we're going to divide with this negative 3. But if we derive this number, if we derive negative 3e to the power negative x is equals to negative 3 multiplied, that means it's going to be a positive 9 to the power e to the power 3 negative 3x. So then this is the derivative, but the integral of this number we derive with the coefficient of x. Always we divide by the coefficient of x in this case. So therefore the integral of this number is going to be, let's say, is equals to, this one is a tan 7x over 7, this the integral of sec, plus this the integral of negative 3 to the, okay, the integral of 3 over 3x is negative 3 over 2x to the power 2, and then the integral of this number, which is 3 cot x multiplied, or 3 multiplied by cos multiplied cosec multiplied by tan, is negative 3 cosec x. Then the integral of negative 3 is negative 3x. Then the integral of e negative e to 3 to the power minus 3x is over negative e in negative a. Then this one will cancel this one, then for this one is positive. Then again this number is equals to positive e to the power negative 3x. Then you add that is plus c. So to show that this is a derivative, we add this plus c. To add this plus c, you have one mark for plus c. So if the mark this number is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7 with this plus c, which is a constant. So make sure that you subscribe for more, and then watch up my next video where we'll discuss about how to calculate the area using integral. Ciao.